everyone. Thanks for listening in. My name is Ariana. I am the worship pastor intern at Twin Oaks in Eugene. Now, as some of you may know, not this Sunday, but next Sunday is Easter Sunday. And as Easter draws near, I want to get us talking and thinking about Holy Week. As part of my internship, I was in the midst of planning several Holy Week services when the pandemic struck. Now, obviously, I'm needing to kind of rethink those services and replan them. But instead of canceling the services altogether, Delaney and Aaron encouraged me to find a different medium through which we can participate together in Holy Week. So I've decided to create several at-home worship guides, which will be very similar to the things that we've been using on Sunday morning, and then videos as well to go along with each service. The links to the videos will be embedded in the worship guides, which will be found at twinoakseugene.com. As for this video, I want to talk a little bit about why we celebrate Holy Week. Now, Holy Week is the week leading up to Easter, and there are 3 main days in Holy Week. There's Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday. Now, each service is very intricate and has many layers, but really the overall intention of the week is to walk with Jesus through his suffering and through even his death, that we might live in Jesus' death and his resurrection. It is about taking up your cross and following Jesus. Holy Week really is the culmination of our Lenten journey. And the beautiful thing about Holy Week and Lent and Christ's invitation to us is that Jesus meets each of us right where we are at. No matter where your own story is at, Jesus invites you to live out God's story through his death and his suffering as well as through his resurrection. He constantly is extending this invitation to us, but I don't know that it is ever so urgent as in the days leading up to Easter and Easter itself. Now, perhaps you've never heard of Lent, except that maybe it's something that the Catholics do. Or maybe you've tried giving up something for Lent, but you just couldn't stick to it. Or maybe you did stick to it, but you couldn't seem to find the spiritual significance to it. Or perhaps you are an expert at Lent, a master of fasting and self-denial. But no matter where you find yourself on the spectrum of the Lenten journey this year, Jesus wants to meet you this week in Holy Week. So personally, when I first learned of Holy Week and the significance that it holds about a year ago, I was convicted. The way that we prepare ourselves for Easter pales in comparison with the way that we ready ourselves for Christmas. For Christmas, the whole month of December is dedicated to preparing for Christmas, while Easter has been reduced to a weekend holiday. Now, I understand that there are some cultural and societal factors that are out of our control, but that does not take away from the truth that God wants us to be living in his story through Easter. Sure, the world does not obsess over Easter the way that it obsesses over Christmas, but that does not let us off the hook. When we reduce Easter to a single day, we miss out on the transformation that comes in the preparation and in the waiting. When we do live out Holy Week and Lent and Easter, we get to live out the best love story ever written. The story of the love that God has for us. Now, one more thing before I wrap this video up. I think it is no mistake that this global pandemic has come during the season of Lent. Now, don't get me wrong, I do not believe that God caused this pandemic. Yet, we must recall what Romans 8:28 promises us. In all things, God works for the good of those who love him. Lent has been forced on us. Lent has been forced on the whole world. Perhaps we wanted to give up something, but now that it has been taken from us, we aren't so sure we want to live without it. But my prayer for today is that we might know now more than ever what it means to suffer with Christ. I would ask you to join me in that prayer today and tomorrow and in the time leading up to Easter. Thank you for listening. I'll be posting a Maundy Thursday video, several Maundy Thursday videos, as well as a Good Friday video. and the at-home worship guides for each service, which again can be found at twinoakseugene.com. Thanks again for listening. Go in peace.